Very good evening to all, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Today is 16 September 2025, Tuesday class. So as usual, we will be doing our Dhamma Sharing on this topic, the wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Sutra. Okay, as usual, we will be having our physical puja. Let us gather. Let us compose our mind, develop our faith, saddha, virya. Then mindfully we shall commence the puja chanting. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛。Namo 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 观世音菩萨。Namo 观世音菩萨。Namo 观世音菩萨。南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无弥勒佛，南无弥勒佛，南无弥勒佛，南无药师佛，南无药师佛，南无药师佛，南无普贤菩萨，南无普贤菩萨。南无普贤菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无佛菩萨，南无佛菩萨，南无佛菩萨。阿拉汉萨玛萨布多巴嘎瓦，布当巴嘎วัน当阿比瓦提米。Swakato bhagavata dhammo dhammang namasami Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho sanghang namami Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Saṅghāṃ saranang gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Saṅghāṃ saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Saṅghāṃ saranang gacchāmi. Pānātipātā vēramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. Adina dana vēramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. Kāmesu miccacara vēramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. Musawada vēramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. Surameraya majapamadatana vēramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi. Ganna sarapaditena dipena tamadangsina tiloka dipang sambuddhaṃ pujayami tamonudang dasambara yutena dupena hang suganghina pujaye pujaniyang tang Puja bhajana muttamang vanna kanda gunopetang etang kusuma santatin pujayami munindasa siri pada sarorohe pujemi buddhang kusumena nena punnena muttena ca hotu mokkang pupang milayati yatta idang me kayo tata yati vinasa bhavang adivase tu no bante paniyang parikapitang anukampang upadaya patigan hatu muttamang adivase tu no bante pali parikapitang anukampang upadaya patigan hatu muttamang adivase tu no bante bojanang parikapitang anukampang upadaya patigan hatu muttamang. Now we will chant our puja aspiration based on our understanding of the significance of all these puja offerings. Significance of offering of light. May this offering of light to the Buddha brings forth the causes and conditions to illuminate our mind and help arise the needed clarity and understanding to dispel all darkness or ignorance therein. Significance of offering of water. May this offering of pure, clear, cool water lead us to the pure, clear Dhamma that cools and doses off the fires of all defilements within our mind. Significance of offering of incense. May our morality, virtue, and understanding shine forth far and wide, just like the fragrance of this incense, which we are offering to the Blessed One, who is perfect in wisdom and virtue. Significance of offering of fruits. May this offering of fruits remind us of the Dana Parami of generosity and the fruit of our karma, so that we will diligently strive on with heedfulness to attain the path and fruition as soon as possible. Significance of offering of flowers. May this constant offering of flowers to the Blessed One strengthen our faith and constantly remind us of the impermanence of this body, so that we will diligently and sincerely strive on to cultivate Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, leading to ultimate liberation, the born-free Nibbana. Making of overall aspiration. By the power of all these merits born of these offerings, may our spiritual faculty of Sada, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya be further strengthened until they become balas or powers. Sharing and transfer of merits to all beings. May these merits be shared and transferred to all beings without exception, especially to those who have the condition and affinity to receive them. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let us pay respect to Puja. Padang pujayami. Dhammang pujayami. Sanghang pujayami. So remember the four support to help you develop the awareness within. This inner awareness is very important. Because the moment you are aware without thought, that is what the sati is, mindfulness is. So to develop that, you must not verbalize, you must not think, you must not even arise the thought, because that is your true mind, the silent mind. So the first of all, the four support is relax. When you relax body and mind, you don't think, you don't do anything, you just feel it soothingly relax. Every part of your body, every muscle, every tissue, every strength, relax into it. Then second support is just maintain the inner awareness. So maintaining awareness is not to arise any thought. So don't try to know, don't try to do, just aware. Whatever arises within the sixth sense door that can develop the conscious moment, just aware of what happened. Finish. Don't even verbalize, label, or try to follow it. Because all this will lead to mundane thinking, mundane activity, or what we call thought activity. The moment there is thought, you have already moved away from the pure awareness nature. The pure awareness nature is just that pure awareness within, before the knowing, before the thinking, before the manifestation of thought. So just remain silent. The moment you are silent, without thought, you are already aware. So maintaining aware is not to think, not to verbalize, not to allow your mundane chattering to continue. Just maintain silence. Silent everything. Relax, maintain awareness within. Keep the mind silent. Then experience the stability of this silence is the third support. So when you can maintain this stability of silence, the third support will allow you to settle down your mundane thinking mind until it slows down and finally ceases. When the mundane thinking ceases, when there is no more mundane thought activity or aggregates of mind floating or surfacing, that is your true mind, your silent mind, your meditative mind in pure awareness. Pure awareness. That is your pure awareness nature. Realize that. Then allow that to stabilize. Because you will come to realize you have two minds finally when you are able to do it very well. The true mind does not stir, does not react, does not create. It has no thought. It's just aware. Whereas the other one is the thinking mind, dependent originating mind, condition arising mind, thought activity manifested mind. That one is your mundane thinking mind, your thought process. And that one is the forerunner of all things. The Buddha called it the mano. He said that mind, the mundane mind, the thinking mind, is the forerunner of all things, is chief. When this mind arises, all things arise. That's why everything comes from mind. Mind make our day. So when you are in this pure awareness state, you will see the movement very clearly. Then the moment you realize it, you will understand that there is another nature within, which is beyond thought, beyond mind, the primordial nature, which is before the creation, before the arising of thought processes, before the manifestation of the mundane phenomenal world of consciousness and form. So all this, if you develop this awareness-based meditation, you can understand, you can develop the understanding and awaken to it. Then with this mind, the silent mind in pure awareness, which is sati, leading to heedfulness. Heedfulness is the mind that is in sati, very stable. We call it ever mindful. It's not only mindful, it's ever mindful. Then constantly meditative. And that is heedfulness. So when you have stabilized the pure awareness within, it becomes ever mindful. Then to be constantly meditative means you use that silent mind to observe, constantly observe, constantly develop the understanding through direct, silent observation of the reality that manifests within the moment, so that you understand clearly who you are, what you are, and how you function as a human being, how your mind stir and react to sense experience, thereby triggering off the self-delusion, the condition one to grasp, cling, and entangle oneself, to arise all the unnecessary suffering, affliction, and misery, even emotional negativity, all this. You will be able to see them. Then when you have developed the stability of the first three support, until the mind is ever mindful, then use it to meditate. Means to observe the silent mind, observe what is going on. Means silent observation of what is meditation. Then when you do that, you can at the same time realize the truth and awaken. You can insight into phenomena, realize the three universal characteristics of nature, anicca, dukkha, anatta. You can also come to understand the paticca samuppada, how your mundane mind arise and pass away, how it moves following the paticca samuppada, dwelling. And all this will give rise to wisdom, root out delusion. That is awareness-based meditation. Okay, now I will let you silence your mind, train with the four support, and allow you to continue with the awareness-based meditation. The last support is trust. When you have stabilized everything, you just silence everything and stay at the heart area and trust your pure awareness nature within to develop the movement, the transformation, and the understanding. So trust means no more thought involvement, no more thought activity. When you trust your nature to develop the meditative movement from within, so everything will happen by itself. No more interference from your brain, your memory, your views, opinion, conditioning, and belief system. These are all your mundane thought activity and knowledge. They are not wisdom. The awakening that arises from the observation, silent observation of what is the real wisdom. The insight into phenomena, developing all the understanding, awakening, that is the real wisdom. It has nothing to do with the thought, nothing to do with knowledge. It is beyond thought, beyond mind. That's why when we chant the salutation to the Dhamma, we recite the characteristics of the Dhamma. The characteristics are Sanditiko, Akaliko, Ehipaseko, Opanayiko Pacetang Viditapo Vinohiti. Okay, with this, I'll let you meditate on your own. Okay? I will ring the bell after the 30 minutes is up. Okay, you all can slowly, mindfully come out of meditation. Try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed. And maintain it for as long as you can. These are the mind state that you need to develop the meditative training. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe, in the entirety, let the deities or Devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chiyakawa Lesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhammang Muni Rajasa Sunantu Sakamokadang Dhamma Sabanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Sabanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Sabanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Iti Piso Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Ato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti Peso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vijacharana Sampanno Sugato Lokavido Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarati Tadeva Manusana Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipaseko Opanayiko Pachyatang Veditabo Vinohiti Supatipano Bhagavato Saukasangho Ujupatipano Bhagavato Saukasangho Yayapatipano Bhagavato Saukasangho Samicipatipano Bhagavato Saukasangho Yadidang Chatari Purisa Yogani Atta Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Saukasangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakeneyo Anjali Karaneyo Anutarang Punyang Ketang Lokasati Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, you all can be seated. Then we will continue from where we stop. We are at the Sutta part. Moreover, there were always ghosts dwelling in the house. Their bodies are tall and large, naked, black and thin. They make loud, horrible noises, wailing as they search for food. Moreover, there were ghosts with neither thin throat. Commentaries. So these are the explanation on the description in the sutta. So the first part is on, moreover, there were always ghosts dwelling in the house. Their body were tall and large, naked, black and thin. Commentaries. There were many different kinds of strange ghosts. Fat ghosts, thin ghosts, black ghosts, white ghosts, and even naked ghosts. This line of verse can also be interpreted as there being just one ghost, not many ghosts. What kind of ghost was it? It was tall and large. Then the spirits, globings, and monster mentioned earlier. These ghosts who live in the burning house had no clothes on. It was sweaty and had no flesh on its bones. This line represents the first of the 5 sharp afflictions, the views of individuality or individual identity. Because the body of such ghosts were tall and large, they are analogous to the view of individual identity. How tall were they? Their bodies extend throughout the 3 rhymes. They say all of the 3 rhymes are me. That is how tall they were. How large were they? Their body encompassed the 5 skandhas, which are form, sense perception, or what we call rupa, vedana, sanya, sankhara, and vijnana. That is how large they were. Holding views of individual identity, they thought that they were free and did not need to cultivate wholesome practices or cultivation. They have no conscience or shame. They do not think they ever did anything wrong. People without any conscience or shame are as if stark naked. Why were these ghosts naked? Because they were shameless, not knowing how ugly they were. Why were they black? These represent the cloth of offenses and evil. Offenses and evil are symbolized by the color black. These ghosts were black because they have committed many of these offenses. Why were they thin? Thin means they have no merits or virtue to nourish their body. The lack of virtuous conduct is referred to as being thin. These ghosts were content to dwell in the 3 rhymes forever. So this one is the analogy, or what we call explanation, given by Master Hsuan Hua, basing on the sutra or sutta. So this is based on the understanding that there is this law of karma that manifests naturally. So you commit all this, then the manifestation of the ghostly rhyme with those type of feature will be conditioned by the karmic negativity or evil behind. That's why it's born in such state. Then the sutta continued. They make loud, horrible noise, wailing as they search for food. So non-Buddhists cannot free themselves from the conception of self. They proclaim various theories of self and talk about cultivating various non-Buddhist ascetic practices. Their possession of a deep ingrained view of self is described by they make loud, horrible noises. So this one is again the karmic response. These naked black ghosts, who were very thin, cry out in loud, horrible voices, asking people for something to eat. Their wailing as they search for food is also an analogy representing the wish to attain Nibbana based upon the false assumption that there is a self attached to the conception of self. People strive to attain Nibbana, the state of neither coming into being nor ceasing to be. The four virtues of Nibbana are permanence, joy, true self, and purity. To seek Nibbana with the concept of self would be false thinking. So this one, a lot of cultivators of the way, they actually make this mistake, especially the non-Buddhists. If you wish to attain or realize Nibbana, you must first break your attachment from the self or Sakaya Ditti. As long as you have an attachment to self, you will never realize Nibbana. Do not be attached to self. If you are attached to the concept of self and yet aspire for Nibbana, to realize Nibbana, you are attempting the impossible. So this is the part where the Buddhist teaching or understanding differ from most conventional religion. Because conventional religion believe in a permanent, unchanging entity that continue after death. That's why they believe some of this religion in the eternal self. Or they will, after the passing away from this life, you will be born either in eternal heaven or eternal hell. Means if you are condemned to hell, it will be eternal. If you manage to be born in the heavens, it will be eternal heavens. Then there is also a lot of this other type of religion which believe in the super Atman, the Hindu teaching, the self, the greater self or the higher self. They believe as they cultivate, they will develop more and more understanding and wisdom. Then they will realize what they call the ultimate self or super Atman, that so-called ultimate entity. Then there are many of these religions based on the concept of the individual and the Almighty. Means religion that is based on a God or a supernatural being. So all these are very common, and most religion they have that belief. But the Buddhist understanding is completely different. The Buddhists never deny that there are beings, there are human beings, living beings, beings of all the 31 plane of existence. But these are beings that manifest through the karmic process. We call it the living being that has the karmic conditioning, and they come through the karmic process and manifest as the five aggregate of form and mind. The five aggregate of form and mind are mind maker. they have the mundane mind, mundane thinking, mundane activity as the basis of life. And this mundane mind, mundane thinking, that manifests to the moral principles of wholesome, unwholesome, good and bad. We are the duality that manifests, entangle themselves with the karmic process, and the law of karma continue to unfold, thereby spinning the wheel of rebirth. They call it samsara. Samsara means the wheel of birth and death, means eternal movement. Not until one realizes the enlightenment, one cannot be free from this cycle of birth and death, or samsara. Then, to realize that the Buddhist teaching is very unique. The Buddha said, if it's not because of the unconditioned, escape from the condition will be impossible. That's why you must realize the unconditioned Dhamma, the unconditioned state. Otherwise, escape from the conditioned world of birth and death, samsara, is impossible. So all this define clearly the big difference. Then the realization comes from the understanding that when that mundane mind with its delusion realizes itself through wisdom, then this mundane thinking, the mundane movement, the karmic process ceases. Not until that one ceases, one cannot break free from the samsaric cycle of birth and death, or what we call the rebirth activity or movement of life. So to break free, you need wisdom, you need to realize Nibbana. And Nibbana is not a place where you become. And it's not somebody that realizes Nibbana. And Nibbana is the unconditioned. When the mundane mind, through its ignorance and delusion, realizes itself and awakens, then this awakening or realization brings forth the cessation of form and mind. Then when that process happens, that cessation happens, then that realization is termed as Nibbana. Nibbana is the unconditioned. That's why when one goes through this realization, the form and mind, everything ceases, including the pure awareness nature, the primordial mind, the true mind. That one also ceases. Then only one can realize the unconditioned Dhamma. And this realization of Nibbana is something very unique to the Buddhist teaching. It cannot be spoken, expressed, or talked about. There is an unconditioned realization, and everything ceases within. Nothing is left. You cannot talk about it, you cannot describe, or even try to verbalize or express it. There is a uniqueness of that realization. Then you go through the teaching. The salutation to the Dhamma explain it very well. The Buddha said, this Dhamma that can be realized is very profound. That's why he said the Buddha, with his all-knowing wisdom, understanding, managed to develop the understanding of it and share this teaching with the world. That's why it started off with this stanza or statement. Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo. This Dhamma that has been realized by the Buddha is very well expounded. Well expounded is the Dhamma realized by the Buddha. Then the characteristic of this Dhamma, it is sanditiko, can be realized in the here and the now, before that being pass away. Then it is akaliko, beyond thought, beyond mind. It is the unconditioned. Then it is ehipaseko. You can investigate into it. Where is the truth? It can be realized. Then the other one is opanayiko, leading inward to the nature. And this teaching or Dhamma can only be realized by the wise, each for themselves. That's why after opanayiko is pacetang veditapo vinohiti. So these are the unique characteristics of the Dhamma. And only the wise can realize it. If you have not gone through the enlightenment, the awakening, the realization, you cannot realize and understand it. Then the uniqueness of this realization of Nibbana is, after that being realized Nibbana, everything ceases. But if it's not meant to realize Parinibbana, means the being still have the, what they call, condition to return in the form of the five aggregate before it realizes Nibbana, then this cessation will cease, then re-emerge or manifest again. And when that happens, the being that go through will understand the whole creation process, where it will start to understand how life or creation starts. How from that cessation, which is completely unconditioned, how it manifests the first pure awareness nature come out. Then from the pure awareness nature, how it developed the movement to actually trigger the life force, everything that enable this form and mind to re-emerge. And the process is very beautiful, very interesting. If you want to know more, maybe you go and read that book, the recent book, Path to Nibbana, is inside that book. You go through that book, it's described in quite detail, and that can benefit those who have the affinity to receive this teaching, to develop the deeper understanding. Okay, we go back to the notes. I will read on. The next part of the sutta is, moreover, there were ghosts with needle-thin throat. Commentaries. There are yet another kind of ghosts. What did these ghosts look like? They have throat as skinny as needle, but stomach as big as a bass drum. Wouldn't you say their stomach were enormous, with narrow throat and big belly? How could they ever get filled? No matter how much they ate, they could never get full, because their stomach were big, but their throat were thin. It took a long time for them to drink even a sip of water. How miserable is that? So again, it's coming. Ghosts like this represent the fourth of the five sharp affliction. Means these are the karmic affliction, which is views of attachment to a personal view. Means sakayaditi, self-delusion. With such narrow, needle-like throat, their lives are in danger. They are constantly running around, looking for food to sustain themselves. This represents the gods in the heavens of neither perception nor the absence of perception. Their lifespan lasts as long as 80,000 aeons, which is very, very long. One aeon is one complete world cycle, from its birth to its sustenance, then to its decay and cease. So their lifespan lasts as long as 80,000 aeons. But when their lifespan ends, they fall. Basically, this heaven is impermanent. But the gods there think that they have attained Nibbana or realized Nibbana. The ghosts with thin needle-thin throat are analogous to living beings in the heaven of neither perception or non-perception or absence of perception. Okay, next part of the sutta. Moreover, there were ghosts with heads like those of the oxen, eating human flesh here or devouring dogs there, with hair unkept, and in this area, the ghosts who were fierce, cruel, dangerous, and driven by hunger and thirst, shouted and shrieked as they ran. So this one I think we can skip. Because these are the description of the various hell rhyme and the ghost rhyme. Okay, continue to move on. Maybe I just read the title. Okay. The ghosts who are fierce, cruel, and dangerous. This characterizes their attachment to annihilation. Annihilationism and eternalism. Means they believe in one life. After that, no more. Or eternal heaven. Once they fall into this pit, it is described to understand. It's difficult to understand genuine principles and become a Buddha. It's extremely dangerous. These are all based on wrong view. Okay, move on. Okay, move on. Oh, wait, come down a bit. I want to read this one. There was no plum orchard. Why did Cao Cao say there was one? He lied, and his troops were fooled by him. Upon hearing that there was a plum orchard ahead, his troops believed it, and their thirst were quenched by the thought of sour plum. They were then able to march more than 20 miles. So if you are thirsty, think about sour plum. However, when people are hungry, they need to eat pancake to appease their hunger. In order to make pancake, you need flour. If you do not have any flour or oil, what can be done? Well, you might draw a picture of a pancake on a piece of paper and try to satisfy your hunger. Still, since you know it's just a drawing, it's not going to satisfy your hunger. Merely anticipating plum, however, can cure our thirst. There is a saying, a drawing of a pancake cannot allay our hunger. However, thinking of a sour plum can quench our thirst. So this could be a Mandarin saying. Hunger and thirst are powerful urges. What do hunger and thirst represent here? They refer to the lack of food of wisdom. Those who cultivate the path must consume the food of wisdom. Without it, one goes hungry. Cultivator also need the drink of samadhi or dhyan. What is that? When you sit in meditation, your mouth and belly will quite naturally be filled with sweet dew. That is the drink of dhyan samadhi. When your mouth has sweet dew, you will no longer be thirsty. In cultivating the path, you need the food of wisdom and drink of dhyan samadhi. But some people may not have either one. Why not? It is because they neither cultivate the path nor listen to sutra lectures. Listening to sutra lectures is ingesting the food of wisdom. Having listened to the lectures and understood the principles, you then return home and take time from your busy day to meditate and investigate via dhyan samadhi. That is the drink of dhyan samadhi. If you skip the sutra lecture, you miss the chance to get the food of wisdom. If you don't meditate, you will not get to sip the drink of dhyan samadhi. Without the food of wisdom and the drink of dhyan samadhi, one is driven by hunger and thirst. Then the ghosts shouted and shrieked as they ran, starving and dying of thirst. They ran about shouting in pain. They will scream, "Urge, I am starving to death." If they couldn't get food in one place, they ran somewhere else. The shouting and shrieking represent non-Buddhist widespread proclamation of eternalism and annihilationism, sort of like the song in which God say, "Kill me, my son." Oh, sorry. How come kill me, your son? No way. What is the note about as we go down 39? Highway. Anybody know this song? Bob Dylan. Highway 61 Revisited. Released in 1965 by Columbia Records. Includes the line, "Oh, God said to Abraham, kill me a son." Huh? Kill me a son. Abraham said, "Man, you must be putting me on." Never mind, cannot understand. No need to know. Go to the sutta. Okay, we finish with that. Then the next part of the sutta, yakas and hungry ghosts. Vicious birds and beasts, frantic with hunger, search in the four directions, secretly peering out the windows. Such were the misery and terror beyond measure. So again, you are born in the demon rhyme, like the yakas and the hungry ghost rhyme. All these are the beings that will be born, and is described quite detailed in the sutta, so we can skip. No need to go through all this. Okay, move on. Okay, next part. This old decaying house belonged to a man who had briefly gone away. Shortly after he left, the real room of the house suddenly caught on fire. So we go to the commentary. This old decaying house, the commentary's explanation was in terrible condition because it's old and decaying. The walls were disintegrating and the house is about to cave in. This represents the lack of peace and safety in the three rhymes. Danger looks everywhere. The house was very old. It was not built recently. The three rhyme has no beginning, so they are old and decaying. This house belonged to a man. This indicates that the three rhyme. The sensual rhyme, rhyme of desire, the form rhyme, and the formless rhyme. Yeah. So all these are the three rhymes: sensual rhyme, form rhyme, and the formless rhyme. Kama loka, rupa loka, then arupa loka are the site where the Buddha carries out his work of teachings and transforming living beings. So this one refers to the 31 plane of existence, samsara. So this 31 plane of existence, they have the three rhyme. The lower rhyme are the sensual rhyme. So sensual rhyme, they have from the lowest is hell, apaya. Then from there they move up. They have the hungry ghost rhyme. Then after that they have the animal rhymes. Animal rhymes. Then they have the demon rhymes. Then the fifth rhyme is the human rhyme, manusa, where human beings like us live. Then above this are the 6 Deva rhymes. And all these 6 plus human 7 plus the 4 woeful state consists of 11. So these 11 rhymes are called sensual rhyme because the senses, the sensuality are very high. Like we all have a 6th sense door, where our life is filled with sensual experience. That's why we are conscious being with sense experience. Yeah. Then above us, they have the 16 Brahma rhymes. These Brahma rhymes, they are less of this, what they call sensual rhyme. They are mainly beings with the 4 Brahma viharas. And predominantly, they only form. They are not so strong at the sensual level. But beyond this form, there are 4 more formless rhyme. The formless rhyme are beings that live very long, very, very long, because they develop the formless concentration, or we call it the 四禅八定. So they have the 4 jhanic state. These are beings at the Brahma rhyme, the 16 Brahma rhyme. They cultivate the 4 jhanas, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th jhana. These are form jhana. Within the form rhyme, they cultivate this. Then beyond the form rhyme are the 4 formless rhyme, where their mind states, they cultivate first in the infinite space. They develop the concentration or jhanic experience to realize the infinite space, formless rhyme. That one, no physical body, only mind exists. Then they refine upon that formless rhyme cultivation to realize the infinite consciousness. Then after that, their mind becomes more subtle. It's suddenly like so subtle until like there is nothing. That's why they realize the 3rd formless rhyme, they call it the rhyme of nothingness. Like there is nothing. Nothing. Then after that, they develop further refinement until they live very long, like what was earlier explained, 80,000 world cycle or aeons. In that state, their mind like neither exists or don't exist. It's called the rhyme of neither perception or non-perception. They hardly perceive. So it's like they are hibernating. The mind state is so fine. But a lot of meditators who develop all this jhana or formless rhyme jhana, they believe there is eternal salvation. Once they realize that they can take birth there, they believe that is the ultimate eternal. That's why the two teachers, Alara and Udaka, they reach the 7 jhana, means the 3rd and the 4th formless rhyme. And to them, they believe there is ultimate salvation. That's why they encourage Sakyamuni Buddha to join them. But Sakyamuni Buddha said, no, what he's seeking is not that. What he is seeking is way beyond that. Where he knows that one doesn't solve his problem. His problem is regarding this form and mind. He realized that birth he comes with, he has a physical body that has to go through old age, sickness and death. And there is nothing he can do about it. That's why he continued to search. He said, no matter what, as a human being, I may realize the higher state of mind, means the formless rhyme. I can abide inside there. But the problem with birth, old age, sickness and death cannot be resolved. He cannot develop the wisdom and the understanding. That's why he continued to cultivate, to develop his own understanding until that fateful night under the Bodhi tree when he received the milk rice offering from Sujata. Then he saw the sign, he made affirmation, determination to not arise from that seat until he realized the real enlightenment. That's how he became the Sammasambuddha. So all this explain clearly to us what that 31 plane of existence or the 3 rhyme is all about. Sanjie, the 3 rhyme. Okay, I read on. From the time the Buddha first resolved to seek awakening to the time he realized Sammasambuddhahood, 3 great asankaya kalpas have passed. He not only make vows, he make great vows. He not only make great vows, he make innumerable great vows. He vowed to rescue all living beings. These are the 4 basic vows. To deliver them from suffering to bliss and to help them end birth and death. This is the first basic vow. For this reason, Buddhists should follow the Buddha's example of making vows. We should emulate him in making great vows, innumerable vows, and we should aspire to rescue all living beings. If you wish to rescue living beings, where do you start? You start with what is right in front of you. Start with the people close to you. If your relatives don't understand the Buddha Dhamma, do your best to lead them to believe in Buddhism. Since you believe in Buddhism and appreciate the value of Buddha Dhamma, you should first take your father and mother across, helping them to understand the Buddha Dhamma and become Buddhas. It is said, so this one is a famous saying in one of the sutta, I think Pure Land or what. Only when the parents are free from defilement can the child be considered to have realized the path. But in the Theravada tradition is mentioned differently, is it? The love and compassion, care and sacrifice that our parent has given us cannot be repaid by just doing all the good merits and like help them relieve their suffering while in this world. So there is a part in the Mahayana Sutta, I remember, or maybe Theravada Sutta, I am not very sure. But it's mentioned, even you carry your parent on your shoulder for don't know how long, even until they die, and bathe them, clean them, feed them, care for them, everything. The merits that you receive cannot even repay the sacrifice, the kindness, the love, compassion, and everything that they have done for you to give you life and the rest. He said, the only way to more than repay them for what they have done for you is to teach them the Dhamma, to bring them to the Dhamma. That's why this saying prompted a lot of cultivators of the way to try to benefit their parents. In fact, a lot of great Zen master, you look at the life biography of all these great Zen master, including Hsuan, Master Hsuan, Hsuan Lao和尚, they really try to bring forth the causes and conditions for their parents to receive the Dhamma. Even this life, my nature same. I invoke power and merits of my parents to actually make it possible for them to receive all this teaching. That's why I have the understanding through the cultivation. And in the past, there were encounters. That time my parents didn't know who I am, what my nature is. But through certain act of kindness, goodness, virtuous, unselfish deed, they actually care for me and help me during those encounters. And being a cultivator, this nature will know how to manifest a pure wish, vow to take them across when the time comes. And the best way to take them across is, my nature knew, to make them my parents. That's why this life they become my parents. And because of their wholesomeness, they will know how to bring up all their children. And based on the merits and the wholesomeness that they have done for this segmented form of mine, the merits is powerful enough for them to receive the pure wish that my nature invokes by the power of whatever wholesomeness that they have done for me since I was born, this segment of my life, until they raised me to what I am before they pass away. It will invoke the causes and conditions for them to have all the causes and conditions to receive this teaching, the Dhamma, and to cultivate and realize them. That's why that condition, when you understand, will manifest. And in fact, all cultivators of the way, they will know how to perform this blessing to help their parents to enter the path of Dhamma, to receive the Dhamma. And only through that, you can more or less, more than repay what they have done for you. So, understanding the Dhamma and having the wisdom to develop all this understanding can actually help a cultivator And this is how wisdom really transform a cultivator to make them very different from normal cultivator or living beings. Yeah. Okay, we go back to the sharing. I have to end already. Or maybe we end here. Okay, I'll read this part. If you can help your parent understand genuine principle, you are truly being failure piety. Next, take your brother and sisters across so that they too will understand the principles of Buddhism and tread the right path. You should help them to stay away from erroneous knowledge and views. After you save your family, you should save your friends. You should first help those closest to you, the inner circle of your family, then your friend, and then extend your effort to all living beings. You can teach and transform them. To liberate living beings in this way is to follow the example of the Buddha's great vow. That's why the 4 basic vows of the great Bodhisattva is very important. Just think, after he became a Buddha, Sakyamuni Buddha went to Tawatinsa to teach his mother the Earth Store Bodhisattva Sutta. After the Buddha realized Buddhahood, he still wanted to save and liberate his parent. The 3 rhymes are where the Buddha appears in his transformation body to teach and transform living beings. That's why the verse says they belong to a man. This man is the great elder who represents the Buddha. If the elder had been in the burning house, he could have told the children not to fool around and play with fire, but he had to go away on business. So the children were left at home alone. These children were ignorant and naive, lacking real wisdom. They do not know what is safe and what is dangerous. They started playing with fire and the house got on fire. Okay, we stop here. Yeah? So this is a typical explanation of a living being's life when they are in samsara. Yeah? Where most people without the Dhamma understanding, they cannot understand life. And when they cannot understand life, you will not know how to live life, then you suffer a lot. Then everywhere is like burning, having a lot of danger everywhere. Then affliction everywhere, suffering, misery. Then life is like full of up and down. And most people encounter a lot of suffering. That's why they say every family has their problems. Then in the Mandarin Mahayana tradition, they always say, "家家有本难念的经." It's like you have the what they call chanting, very difficult chanting. Means every time you chant that type of chanting, is a lot of suffering. Means like telling the story of suffering, misery. In fact, you look around almost everywhere. If you can be born into a family where you have good life, harmony, everything go your way, means you have the Dhamma blessing, you have the good accumulated merits, virtue, and wisdom to live life. Then it's even more rare when you have yourself good family members, even your brother, sister that has affinity with you, they also have fairly good life. That is even more rare. In fact, most family, they not only have problem with themselves, their families, even among their own siblings, they quarrel, they argue. Then a lot of misunderstanding between parents and children. And all these are very common. And sometimes because of delusion, the hatred, the envy, the jealousy, then the violence that they manifest through selfishness, through greed, through emotional negativity, they can manifest until it's very, very severe. And this karmic repercussion can actually continue to spin and gather strength and momentum until maybe eternity. And if that being have a tendency of envy, jealousy, hatred, the evil roots of selfishness, craving, desire, scarcity, their life will be miserable. Okay, with that we take a break. Okay, now we come back to our second session, which is meditation reporting, followed by whatever question you may have, you can ask. Then Dhamma sharing, Dhamma in daily life, and etc.
Yeah, good evening, Brother Teo,
Yeah,
Mrs.
good evening.
Teo, and all
Sadhu.
Karamitas.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to share
Can. Very good.
my practice.
Very good.
As I say, I must have done something good to have met you,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think
Sadhu,
so.
definitely. Otherwise, there is no way.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
way. There's no way
Yeah.
I can live life so peacefully.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Sadhu.
So I want to share with you that you know, every morning I do go exercise, ne? So I walk about two to 3,000 steps lah. As I
Oh,
said, I
okay.
mindfully walk.
Sadhu. Very good.
The more I mean, it's a big field, it's a big
Yeah,
field,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
so of course, as a mindfully walk, you wouldn't, as you say, you must be aware.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you don't bother the people around you or people beside you. You just walk
Yeah, yeah,
mindfully.
yeah. Just walk
So
mindfully, naturally.
yeah, the more I walk, the lighter I am.
Sadhu. That is a very good
I mean,
sign.
it's so
Uh,
so the more you walk, like I feel so light.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You feel very light, and it's like you are floating because it
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah,
the body and
exactly.
mind move as one.
Yes, yes, it's
Uh,
so light and it's so beautiful. Anyway, I'm not supposed to have thought, just walk lah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
As Brother Teo says, you can do only one thing at one time, right?
Correct. Yes.
So, so I just walk. After walking about 3,000 steps, and
Mm,
there's a bench in front. Is a big
mm,
football field. So I
mm.
sit down on the bench and I meditate.
Oh, Sadhu. You
It's
will
so
settle down very fast.
very fast.
Yeah.
I think you know what I want to say, Brother
Yeah,
Teo.
yeah, yeah. Uh,
It's
Sadhu,
just so
yeah.
fast.
Yeah,
And I mean, this is what you want, the spiritual mind, and you're
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
aware that the mundane mind, you know the difference,
Yeah, the big difference. The
Yes, a
movement
lot.
from the true mind.
Yes.
Very clear, very
Yes,
obvious.
very, it's so obvious, so
And that
clear.
movement is so clear that you understand it very clearly inside.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you know when you are with the true mind, there is no duality, no word, nothing.
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
peaceful, tranquil, still.
Mm,
And that
mm,
is the nature. Whereas the other one can stir, react, and create a
mm,
lot of what they call mundane activity, thinking that stir your mind and create hell for living being.
mm,
If they don't have the Dhamma understanding,
mm.
and it's like very hot, very. It's like burning the burning house.
It's just that, as I say, with my once you are my teacher. I always very obedient. I always listen to my teacher, and I will
Yeah, yeah.
practice whatever you tell me. So
Sadhu, yeah.
I just want
From the
to.
daily mindfulness that you described in the
Uh,
earlier retreat, I already knew. Means You listen attentively and you just follow. That's why you can do it. That's why you have the result. And you yourself, in your own word, you say, it transforms you until you don't believe that this thing is possible, and it will become so different. That's why with the Dhamma,
There's a wonders.
Dhamma,
There's a wonders of being
the wonders
awareness
of
meditation.
Meditation and Dhamma understanding. That's why this wisdom is something that living being cannot understand. Where it's not a knowledge, it's not a thought-based type of philosophy or knowledge where you think you know, where you carry as knowledge. That is not wisdom. That one cannot change a person, basically. Yeah. To really change, you really need the awakening, the wisdom, the mindfulness, the awareness, to see it, to understand. Then the big difference between the two minds. That's why you will never go back to the old way, which is heedless living.
Because you're aware all the time, because you're practice awareness.
And it cannot come and
it won't come in
cause
anymore.
problem to you anymore.
Yes.
No more suffering, no more affliction.
It won't be agitated by anything.
Correct, because it's so simple, so easy. There is no utter inside there. It's just that nature. When you are able to realize the pure awareness nature, then when you leave from there one no suffering, nothing. It's not like the hot, agitated, heedless thinking mind, the monkey mind, the what they call mundane mind that has a lot of what they call mental activity born of delusion, born of ignorance, born of all the what they call sacrality that condition the evil roots to make them evil. And that is really heedless living. And with that mind, living beings suffer. That's why the Buddha keep on repeating, mind is the forerunner of
things.
Mind is chief. When mind arise, all things arise. That is basically what the mundane mind is. It is the one that continue to delude, deceive, and create suffering and affliction for living beings. But once you see that, then you take care of mind. Through what? Through wisdom, through understanding. We are the silent mind in direct seeing to awaken to the truth, to understand life. Then when you understand life, you know how to live life. That's why like what you described, life become like beautiful, simple, easy. Very good, Cindy. The understanding is
of course,
very
as I say, we are
penetrating.
only human, you see, the mind.
Yeah.
So what I do is that, the stick-on sticker, I write what it says, mind is the forerunner of all things, mind is chief. When mind arise, all things are, I put a sticker on my car, my wall, and remind myself.
You in the early days of practice, Then when you read, its understanding stabilize. Then it become more and more like clear, and then that realization deepens. Then later it become a part of you.
Just like you're not as easily irritated by anybody.
No longer
before my anger arises, already I know I'm aware.
Yeah, you're already aware. And it cannot move because that is not you. Anger is not you. Hatred is not you. All the negativity of mind state, they are dependent, originating, born of delusion.
Yes, that's right.
And when you understand that, that movement cannot take place. Only deluded people, heedless people, can continue to do that. There's no meaning at all. It's pure delusion. That's why the realization of the true mind that see all this awaken the living beings. That's why the living being that has that wisdom, they can never fall again. They can never be deceived and deluded by the phenomenal world of consciousness and form. No more. Very, very good. Sadhu.
That's why I say I must. You're God sent one.
Yeah, also karmic affinity. There
Infinity.
are past encounter.
Yeah, it's a blessing. Actually, it's a blessing.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
It's a blessing. So I was always thankful.
Yeah, because like you mentioned in the early day, you have never met me and you only listen to my video and my sharing. Then after that, you put to practice. Then you
I
discover.
always believe lah that once you get a teacher, that you have to practice, see
Yeah,
whether
you
it
have to
works or not.
practice.
If
You have
not
to
working, I will
cultivate.
just move on to another teacher,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Then when the time comes, you met Ingbi and he brought you
Mm.
here. Then when you came, you listen, totally
Yeah.
different again. You progress like nobody, like any out of the extraordinary. It just happened like that. That's why
Mm-mm.
this Dhamma is very, very, I should say, amazingly wonderful.
Mm-mm.
And it is so penetrative that living being that has the affinity can develop the understanding and the awakening, and the transformation is so penetrative.
Mm-mm.
And it really transforms the living being.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Especially sati, especially mindfulness.
Yeah, yeah.
It really
Mindfulness is the
works.
key. Yeah. Without
Yeah.
mindfulness, there is no life.
Yes, actually it's
Without
true.
sati, there is no understanding. Wisdom
Mm-mm.
cannot arise. Yeah. Because thought is knowledge.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thank you so much, Brother
no
Chia.
problem, Sadhu, Cindy. Thanks for your good
Thank
sharing.
you. Thank you.
Good evening, Brother
Yeah,
Hill,
yeah,
Mrs. Chiu, and all Kayalamita.
yeah.
Nowadays, I think my mind is very, how to say, very strong.
Yeah.
I just,
Ah.
I have a feeling that Cindy will nominate me.
Yeah, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Yeah, sometimes you can have they call it the premonition. You will know one, and it will happen one. Because our mind, you see, there are two minds. One is the thought, the other one is the awareness. When the awareness get absorbed into the cultivation and the Dhamma, then this so-called premonition or sixth sense, the senses, you can sense it one, and it's very accurate one, and you will know what is coming. Yeah. That's why later on when you develop more and more what they call understanding of the cultivation, when your mindfulness develop until more and more stable, the wisdom more and more clear, then you can see and sense the sign from nature very clearly. And sometimes before things happen, you already know, you can sense it already. And all this is not psychic, nothing. It's just part and parcel of cultivation. As you cultivate, you have this ability that it can help you understand many things and avoid a lot of unnecessary like accident or negative encounters. Somehow you will feel it, sense it, then you will change your decision. Actually, you're supposed to go on, but you will not go. Like in the early years, I remember after 1989, for no reason I sensed that I cannot cross that crossing. But that time I want to find out. Well, first time I got this type of feeling, so I want to find out. I purposely crossed, but I was very mindful. And as an engineer, I know I can cross my car, no problem. Then I cross. But the moment I cross, the karmic conditioning manifests. Then I sense something coming. Then when I turn out to that junction, the moment I move my car out, there is a taxi from the other direction. Suddenly speed out and collision course almost hit me. And because I was mindful aware, I accelerated. He still banged my back now, the Buddha at the side. Then he got the guard to keep him down. He's a taxi driver, I think, quite elderly Chinese guy. He dared to have the guard to come down and say, he said, you have to compensate me. Then I look at him and say, that time I quite young, that time I 35 years old. This guy up there, I think about 60 years old, 50 or to 60 years old. Then I say, you didn't see the white line. I say, there is a white line that you're supposed to stop and allow me to move where I'm on the straight road. Then he pretend, no. He said, Yome. Then he looked, okay, sorry. Then he drove away. I said, but at that time, I was willing to forgive him because I can afford the repair. But here, maybe he wants to take advantage or what, I don't know. But it's an incident. Whatever it is, that karmic thing, he also cannot avoid one. That's why I want to find out. And because I want to find out, he hid. But luckily, he didn't say any more foul language or get angry or what. He just toned down after that, then he moved on. Then everything settled. Then the other one is also the food I eat, I think. I normally go and order chappan or what. No problem on that time. I just order what I like. I just eat. But that day very funny, a lot of dishes down there. Then I suddenly saw that fish. Then inside tell me, don't order. Don't order, don't buy. Then I feel funny, First time inside I feel, I said, what is all this? I purposely ordered. The moment I ate that one, I finished. I got diarrhea some more than way. Straight away, inside tell me, this fish you cannot eat one. Not only that it is contaminated or what, but this fish, past life, have affinity with my nature. Could be somebody I know or what, I don't know. So he said, there is this multiple reason why you cannot eat it. That's why that nature inside can sense all this very fast. And it's during that moment. Then wherever I go, the first instant I go into that place, my nature will know. Well, after that, go through the thought one is not the correct one already. Well, that one is the thought trying to develop the knowledge and the understanding. But the immediate one, you go in, you can sense it, like on our spiritual trip, all those things. Then the spiritual trip also, like I explained to you all, initially is, my nature know I have to go where I saw the sign, but I don't know why I have to go. Then when I went there, the moment before I land or what, I already know why I'm supposed to go. Then as I am there, a lot of things will happen. The sign, manifestation, the weather, the nature, and the what they call Dharma protector and beings, the great beings nature that my nature encounter. I can sense them, I know them. And because of that, all this will unfold. Then later on, before I go, I already know why I have to go. Where the signs are there, a lot of things happen already. Then my nature will know the causes and conditions behind a lot of things. Then when I'm there, as we travel, certain signs will come. Even the program fixed, we will adjust the program. And because of that, my movement become unique, unpredictable. But you can see from the sign, the nature, everything, the weather is like meant to be one. Then sometimes, for no reason, initially when you are there, the weather may not be like so friendly or nice. There is a reason for it. It's like a blessing in this. It has to be that way. Like our Uthai San. First day, we're supposed to travel up to the Uthai San, start visiting the area. The night before, it was raining very heavy. Then morning, wake up, still raining. Even when we go for breakfast. Luckily, prepared the raincoat, everything, so everybody managed to have a good breakfast. But then the news came. Because of the weather, too slippery on the mountain, the Uthai San there. Then they decided to close the bus that they operate. Only their bus can take you up, no other bus. So because of that, we have to shift our program to lower level. We cannot go to the Uthai San. So there was one day at the end where we supposed to visit the lower level, which is all the temple with Kuan Yin and all those things. And because of that, that day's weather, after they decide the change of plan or the rain slow down. Didn't completely stop, but it's like heavenly, blissful weather, like cloudy, misty, that dew. It's not really rain, it's like dew like that. Very light drizzle. Then we visited all the lower ground, the temple, the Kuan Yin temple and all this. It's like meant to be here. Where there was one temple, the abbot himself came out. And everybody was shocked. The nun that actually prevent us from entering the main hall, he also got a shock when the abbot came out. Then the abbot inquired. Then only the abbot mentioned, no wonder, he said, he sent something also. He said, because of you all here, he said. Then he became so happy, he wanted to invite us to his the place where he, I think, his main resident area or what, and try to explain to us the temple set up and how it originated and all those things. Well, he was full of joy. Then later on we say, never mind, since we are here, we will spend some time here. So he took the opportunity and explained to us and take us around. Then we also want to create affinity with him. Of course we reach out. And he can sense that we are different. And he has something inside that make him feel that he must come down and meet us and talk to us and find out more from us and all those things. Then end of the day we make offering. And he was full of joy. Then we took photo session with him also. Then he discussed a lot of things with us about that temple, the uniqueness of the Kuan Yin statue and all those things. That's why all this, if you really have that cultivation, people can sense you. And sometimes before we go there, like one of the Uthai San, Zhongtai, I remember, Zhongtai Chansi, that monastery very strange. Before we were there, the weather very exceptionally different. In fact, out of the Uthai got 2 or 3. A lot of manifestation happened. And the monk there know. Then after they met me, of course our group were there. Ours was the first tourist bus to arrive. And when the monk saw us, then he asked us, where are you from? Then we say, we are from Malaysia. Then we are Dhamma friends. It's a group tour. He said, no wonder the weather is so different, it is so unique today. He said, okay, I will take you around. He said, he volunteered to take us around. Then got one place where he don't allow devotee or lay people, visitor, to make offering or no. In fact, there is a section where only the monks, the nuns, and special guests only can go in and make offering. But he took us in. He liked the incense or thing for us and asked us to go in one by one. Then one of the nuns in charge wanted to stop us. No, he came forward and talked to the nun. Never mind, he said, let them go. He must be more senior. I think. That's why a lot of things happen. Then later he showed us the relics and all those things. And he took a lot of very nice nature's manifestation in the sky. And his handphone full of these relics and unique manifestation. So what we want cultivator all the way to understand is this type of thing can arise. That's why just now when Elsie tried to explain or express that it is really beautiful. Elsie, you continue.
Yeah, sometimes our thought also can be so powerful.
Yeah.
What we think, like recently there are 2 occasions. So there was one Sunday when before I got up, I woke up, I was thinking, oh, how nice if I can have a
Sadhu.
roti chana.
Yeah, you will come through.
So I just had that thought.
Yeah.
So when I went down, so Chai came back with roti chana.
Yeah. So you will manifest.
Yeah, it really manifests. Another occasion is just 2 days ago when normally we go to our mother's house on Sunday. We normally we gather there for lunch. So one day earlier my sister told me, she said she's going to cook some tong soi. So I said, yeah, it's good. Then so I will pack something, I say. After that, then I say, it would be nice if there's a popiah, you know.
Oh,
go with the popiah. So then my sister told me, then she said, if you want popiah, then I got to go to KL. Then I say, oh, is it too far for you to go to KL? She said, it's okay, no problem. So it was so strange sometimes, you know. And then on Sunday morning itself, just before my Sunday morning, I received a call. Jet received a call. Her boyfriend called whether we want any popiah.
Oh, sadhu. Yeah.
Oh, I really, it was so amazed, you know.
Yeah.
How can that be, the timing? And then immediately I quickly called my sister. My sister already in the car was about to go to KL. Leave for KL.
So now no need to go.
Yeah, I mean the timing, it was so strange. I was so amazed, you know. All this timing, our mind is so powerful. What we think, you know, really it will manifest.
Yeah, it like can read your thought. And sometimes this happen because there are beings up there that actually protect us and care for us, and they like to fulfill all this. Then they will condition one of the probable being that have the condition to actually buy that thing or do that thing or come forward with that thing. Yeah, I remember in 1989, after I connect, not long, there was one Dhamma friend, is a lady, I think the name is May, also May. He do yoga and he meditated, but she past life immediate before this was a Deva up there. he got friends up there, Devas. Then when he came down and take birth, the friend all knew, follow her. That's why since young, when she grew up, he can see them or not. He can talk to the Deva, and the Deva will tell him a lot of story. Then she can see non-human also. Then she was told by the Deva friend up there, because they asked him to go to Brickfield. Look for me. I was in the tape library. He said, you must go through Brother Theo to meet his teacher and all those things. Then he came like in the pretext of borrowing the tape library tape. Then get to know us and my family. Then request to meet up with my second last teacher. So I brought her there. Then we become close Dhamma friend, acquaintance. Then we used to have tete-a-tete. Then he tell me a lot of story. A lot of story. Then later on, he kept on laughing, smile. Like Ananda, when he saw the Buddha smile, he knew something is happening. He kept on telling me, see, Brother, when you're thirsty, you need a drink. They know, no? They will condition one of the Kayamita to go and get a drink for you. And what type of drink also, they will condition them to bring one. That's why very, very strange. And a lot of things, where they can see. Then he say, the non-humans, the hungry ghosts and all those things, those who want merits, all those things, they are all over, no? A lot of them, no? You cannot see them. They are more than the human beings. Then a lot of these things, there was one instant, I was carrying my teacher in a car. Then along the Federal Highway area, one of the tire burst, punctured. So I stopped by the lay-by and wanted to replace the thing. Then we all came down. Then while I was about to fix that thing, my dad teacher smiled. I said, anything, because she looked up. So I also looked up. And he said, do you want to come down and help? Oh, I said, ask him to come down and help. That's why all these things, actually they are moving around and protecting us. That's why this Dhamma protector, if you are a cultivator, you are part of the sasana. So when we recite Akasata Cebumata, may this Dhamma protector protect the dispensation. We are part of the dispensation, understand not? Yeah. The Dhamma era, the dispensation of Sakyamuni Buddha is still there. Then if you are part of the one that support this dispensation, they will protect you. So because of that, a lot of this spiritual trip that we go, if you really cultivate correctly, and you have the understanding and the affinity, merits and wholesomeness, a lot of this being not only Dhamma protector, sometimes the great beings nature, you seek their blessing, protection and guidance, they will be there to help you. And it manifests as nature's law, naturally. So this is the part I want to add in. It's not only your thought energy, because they can read the non-human up there. Even the lower rhyme, because they don't have a physical body, Their consciousness that come out is more powerful, and they don't need language, They can understand, whatever language background or what you may be in, they will understand what you mean. That's why you don't have to have the unified language or what. No need. Then it's mind to mind, they can read on, they can understand one. So a lot of these things we may not believe all this, But in real life, it really happens and it manifests. And these are the things that cultivator of the way can develop understanding. Where you will encounter this type of cultivator, this type of beings, this type of manifestation, and you will come across a lot of things that normal people don't come across on. Yeah. That's why sometimes I share with some Kayamita, especially my wife. You are not in this field, spiritual field. There is no way you can understand spiritual manifestation. That's why all the guide and teacher and monks that I met and developed all the affinity, it's not possible one. No way one. There are a lot of them I don't know them one, like all the Thai monks and all those things, even the monks in China, my guide, my teacher, overseas and all those things. And some I haven't met before. Somehow they come, they manifest. That's why the guide come, the teacher come, the book come, everything come. 1986 to 89, even Master Shenhua from the States just manifest like that. And all this is what nature's manifestation is all about, nature's occurrence. When causes and conditions are set, it will manifest. Yeah. So when it manifests, there is no such thing as wow, miracle or magic or what. No, these are nature's law that operate on its basis of the nature's law that governs life and existence. And they are there. It's only whether you are sensitive enough or not, you have the awareness or not. You have the causes and conditions and the mindfulness to actually see them, understand them, and develop the understanding to accord and flow so that you don't entangle with all this. That's why Dhamma is very unique and very beautiful in that sense. Oh, okay, I need to end already. Huh? Okay, you want to sum up or not, Elsie? Just wrap it up before we end.
So having Dhamma is just, it's like we are being protected and being blessed always.
Yes, and like your wish fulfilled, really.
Yeah, it's
really like they can read your mind on. Then a lot of things come on and just happen on. Then you say, hey, come kill. But it's not really come. They're all meant to be. Yeah. But your karmic negativity is very intense, I tell you. Everything backfire. And it's like you very sway on. Everything don't go your way, someone. It hit you back and create a lot of havoc for you. And make you frustrated, angry, miserable. All these things manifest. Okay, very good. That's all, huh? Okay. Thank you. Let us rejoice with all the good sharing from Cindy and Elsie. Then we will share merit, transfer merit, and we have our closing puja. Akasata Chya Bhumata Deva Naga Mahindika Punyang Tang Anumodito Chirang Rakantu Loka Sasana Ittavata Chaamehi Sampadan Punya Sampadan Sabbe Deva Anumodantu Sabbasampati Siddhya Idang Menya Tinang Hotu Sukita Hontu Nyatayo Idang Menya Tinang Hotu Sukita Hontu Nyatayo Idang Menya Tinang Hotu Sukita Hontu Nyatayo Devo Asatu Kalena Sasa Sampati Hetu Cha Fito Bhavatu Loko Cha Raja Bhavatu Dhammiko Imina Punyang Kamina Mame Bala Samagamo Satang Samagamo Hotu Yawa Nivana Patiya Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, let us now pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha. Kuan Yin Bodhisattva and all the worthy ones. Sadhu, rejoice.